he says, quote, "I can't watch it without cringing."
Yeah.
What do you take of that? Is it just out of bounds, off the whole conversation, or is there something there that you deal with?
First of all, he's brilliant. Like I've watched him, I pay attention to him. His territory is brilliant. However, I can understand why he doesn't relate to it, because there's a highbrow level of Negro who doesn't understand what I do and how I do it. And there's this need to look down upon it, to make themselves feel a certain way about it, rather than embracing and understand what it is. Because there's a sense of moving away from where we come from, forgetting that our mothers were actually maids and grandmothers were maids, and help, and all the things that we had to do to get us to be in the place that we're in. Now, I don't know about his. It's almost like Spike Lee. You know, Spike Lee's mother was an educator, so I can relate to that. My mother worked at a Jewish community center with preschool kids most of my childhood, and my father was a carpenter. So my upbringing is very Southern. It's very raw. It's very guttural. It's not the class and sophistication of New York. Trey, New York. Spike, New York. They are allowed to have that, but what I will tell you this. Langston Hughes said that Zora Neale Hurston was a new version of the darky because she spoke in a Southern dialect. So you look at the two of them, who brilliant in both their ways, but they also have their opinions. I can't fix them.
I'm glad I asked, because that's such an interesting answer, and you explore this culture, you give voice to this culture, and so my follow-up question to that, hearing you say it, is there this double standard where America, which has been enriched by so many of its diverse inhabitants, but is still, as we've seen in politics, predominantly this white overclass. Is there a double standard where white Americans are celebrated and encouraged to get as down into the Tennessee cowboy, that culture, and then you're saying that there's a version of black success in culture that requires you to somehow leave something behind? Why should anyone have to do that?
Well, exactly. That's exactly right. You said exactly right. And I think that if we were to, as black people, embrace all the different sides and shades of us and everywhere we've come from, we'd have a better appreciation for understanding that every one of us, we're not a monolith. Every one of us has our own stories, and every one of our stories deserve to be told. The stories I'm talking about, Medea, that's my mother and my aunt. You know, and Mr. Brown with his ashy kneecaps, that's my Uncle James Bell. So these are real people who had lives, who had great stories to tell. So I feel like I would be doing a disservice to shut that down and not talk about the things that all of these people went through and endured, because there's a certain level of Negro who thinks that it shouldn't be mentioned. Yeah.
Really interesting.
Yeah.
I'm going to remind people we have Medea, I believe, over the years across some different films.
Yeah.